Ford Mustang TT4.
Dominant fashion, Kylie Glick.
Yeah! Area 51 podcast. This is Cap Houston right here. Bobby, what you got for me?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Bobby. We've got Dave. How you doing, sir?
Doing good, real good.
Yes, sir. It's 85 here. I can take it. For once, I
Right.
can rub it in.
Right. You're actually a little warmer than I am down here.
I'll take it. But tomorrow it's supposed to be in the 60s, so I'm not taking that.
Wow.
Rob's
weather
not going to
over
be
there
here
on the-
today.
What's over there on the West Coast, Kylie?
It feels like summer a lot. It's really hot. It's probably
75,
yeah.
Close 75, close 80.
75, 80.
Yep.
Supposed to be hotter tomorrow.
Nice.
So
Where you
as many of you know, Rob had surgery last week, and he will not be able to join us. So, Rob, we want to wish you best of luck in your recovery, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for your race recap. But tonight we got Kylie Glick. How you doing tonight?
We're doing good. How are you guys?
Doing good. And who's your two special guests you got with you?
You guys want to introduce yourself?
I'm Grandpa Bob.
I'm Chuck, or great uncle, and
Yeah.
big fans of hers.
Do you want to tell them what you guys do,
Sure.
or your guys' past a little bit? Or you guys raced?
We're retired, so we don't do a whole lot. Right?
Well,
It was a lot of fun back in the day.
Yep.
I started, brother was in it, and we had a lot of my dad was in it. He raced a lot of the old jalopies. And we got into hardtops after that. That was a lot of fun going and watching them. It's kind of thing I got away from dirt cars. Every time you get up to races, I had to clean the car, so I got nowhere to give me asphalt.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Used to run Auburn, Placerville, Grass Valley, West Capitol. And I think when you're about ready to jump in, that's when Dad decided to quit and
yeah,
retire.
but
A few years later, we decided we were gonna do asphalt cars, so it's a lot of fun.
Now, for you two gentlemen, what's the biggest change you see between your racing outlook and what Kylie's got going on right now?
totally different for me. His car was closer to what she races.
Yeah, I think I stopped back in 2013, but even from that time till now, that all the suspension and all that is so much different. You know, they run different springs, shocks, everything's different. So they run on bump stops where we used to run on big springs, you know, and cars are set up a lot higher to get more travel and just a lot different. So, but the racing is still pretty much the same, you know, so still looks like
Definitely
a lot of fun.
watching her. So
Yeah,
it amazes me though, looking at the car, you walk up in the pits, see these cars, it's just wow. All the stuff they got going on in them now. Down at the shop a couple times, watch them take some stuff apart, and that was really interesting. So basically our car for nothing compared to this. Basically stock.
yeah,
We buy a lot of our parts out to, you know, for me it'd be direct connection, so like back in the day, but yeah, it was
A lot
of fun.
a lot more safety
Oh yeah,
things compared to what you
Yeah, it
guys
was-
used to have.
yeah. I think when we first started, even the first 5 years, all we had to have was a long sleeve shirt. We didn't have to have a fire suit or
Yeah.
anything like that. That was back in the
Yes.
70s and early 80s.
safety is really a big deal right now.
Yeah, it is.
There was no harms back then, no nothing, you know.
All the containment seats, everything for safety is a lot different. Yeah. You have to
Yeah.
have a spotter to tell you where to go now because you can't see. I don't think. I don't know.
no, you definitely can't see out of the new
Yeah.
cars. Everything only in front of you.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
Now, Kelly, do you have a side mirror in yours?
We do. I have a full mirror in the car and then out my window, but honestly, you can't see those very easily. And I mainly just use like Tony, my spotter, for all that stuff to look behind me, both sides, like inside, outside. And a little bit ahead of me, if I'm trying to just focus on my line, he'll be like, all right, I'll focus on like the cars getting a little bit messy up front. Like I'll focus on that. You just focus on your line.
So
So,
basically back there.
Kylie, you want to tell us about your last race real quick?
Yeah, so our last race at Kern, we had a really good weekend. We took out our brand new late model that we haven't driven in probably 2 years, like a year, well, probably a year. I haven't sat in there or anything, so it was all new to me. I had to relearn the shifting pattern and everything, the steering, even just the seat was different. So we had a lot of adjusting to do and everything, but we were able to get used to it in the car immediately out at the first practice. It felt amazing. Even on like when the car felt bad, it felt even better than our red car. So that's just an amazing, just start and jump everything. I feel like had a really good learning weekend. We learned a lot and are very excited to go back. So the next Kern race that we'll be racing will be with Cars Tour. So we feel like we'll be very competitive and be up at the front of the pack and everything. And so I'm very excited to see what we have. And we ended up finishing 8th, which is our first, I think, top 10 at that track. So very good. And we accomplished a lot. And so.
So
Yeah.
what's the difference between last year and this year so far?
So far, I feel like we already have a lot going for us. We already have like a lot in the future and everything to look forward to. This year we're going a lot more aggressive and not just for seat time and learning. We're gonna try to go for points and stuff. So we're gonna try to be very up at the front of the pack and mainly focus on side-by-side racing this year, you know? And so hopefully we'll be up in the top 3 this year a lot.
See, I kind of remember Tony talking, and he was like, "We're gonna focus on the basics still next year, and we're gonna try to run mid pack. You know, we're gonna work on lines and car control and feedback. You know, already 3 weeks into it, and hey, we're going for the win. Points don't. We're gonna win the championship. Hell with car control. We're just gonna go out there and win."
Yeah.
We're always working on that stuff too, but I think we're gonna be a lot more aggressive this year and stuff. So
That's the plan.
yeah.
All right.
That's right. Yeah, she's ready to start.
Yeah, let's
Run
do it.
Run on. Yeah.
Huh.
Let her unleash her and let her go. Right?
Let her rip.
Right.
Yes.
That's what happened last year, and the heck of results.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's right. Yep.
Huh.
Speaking of results, Bobby, what do you got for those pictures? I know we
That's what I
got.
was getting. So the picture right behind you, Kylie, I'll let you explain the 75 car right behind you.
Oh, this one? This one
Yep.
is me sitting actually in that old car. This is his car, back in the garage. This is probably like 2013.
2013.
Yeah, probably. Right when he stopped racing, but you can also see in this car, there's not like a lot, like the safety gear and everything just in this photo has
Hey, come
changed
on now.
so much.
I put a headrest on.
Stuff got in my way.
Yeah.
It's got
Yeah.
more than a lap belt.
Yeah, it did have a 5.1
Yeah.
on it. So.
And then what year car is the one right behind on the other side?
This one.
That's a 69 Chevelle. That's what I used to race back in the early 80s and race that till like 85, 86,
Long time.
87, somewhere around there. Yeah.
When they
Yeah.
became not so stock cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they went
Yep.
from bombers to street stocks to they called them pro stocks, and then they started allowing a lot more stuff like weight jacks, and you can make your own body. Then they started letting you run aftermarket noses and rear covers and all that stuff to end up being a aftermarket body. So and it changed a lot. So
I mean, this might hurt a little bit, but any of the cars still in the family?
nope. Nope. Unfortunately,
They
yeah.
cashed them in.
Yeah. The one that I
Yeah.
ran for a long time, my buddy's been trying to talk me into seeing if the guys still have it, just so we could buy it back and run it, you know, just for like legend type car,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, or
Well,
Nostalgia.
all-timers race or something, or old-timers race. What we call
well,
it.
I could see Kylie getting her hands on it, you know,
Yeah.
as a mystery present, you know, like on the old Dale Jr. downloads.
There you go. Yeah. Heck yeah. See him
Wow.
jump in that Nova, his dad's Nova here a while back.
Yeah.
Take it around the track. That's pretty cool. Yeah. But
Wow.
yeah, I think
That's-
it's a lot different now. You know, back then we, you know, didn't have power steering or rack and pinion steering
No,
and all that kind of stuff, you know. So
never thought about that. Actually.
I don't know. They even they back in the early 80s or late 70s, we would in the bombers, they would run you backwards or the right way, you know, and you wouldn't know which way you're going to go till you pulled out on the track, and they'd tell you go that way, you know. So if you had your car all set up to turn left really good, you were kind of screwed, you know, turning to the right. But it was still a lot of fun.
That's crazy.
Now, Kylie, do you think you could ever turn right in your car?
I actually do like road course racing a lot and turning both ways. I feel like whenever we go out to the go-kart track, I have a blast. So I feel like, but going right only on like a circle track would be kind of weird. I feel like feeling if you're used to going left the whole time. So
Getting loose coming off the corner, sliding this way instead of that way is probably
it
little
would feel
different.
really, really weird.
Yeah, but it was fun.
So I'm gonna share a couple photos. The first one that I'm gonna share is about you, Chuck, and I'm gonna let you kind of run with it.
All right. Oh, yeah, that's the car that my buddy wants me to try to get back, but that was in 92, I think. That was a picture in the Autorama. We put the car in there to represent the track, and that's the car we ran for 5 or 6 years, and won a championship with it and finished second, I think, and fifth once, so in the points. So had a lot of fun with that car, but that's when things started changing. And I think in the 95 or so, you know, they started going from pro stocks to late models, and so we ended up getting rid of that car and getting it modified, and did that for a little while and had lots of fun. Oh, that's my retirement hood. Did I take that? No.
Hey.
Yeah, that's the guys down at work at Harold Ford where I work. They threw me a retirement party, and they bought one of the NASCAR hoods you can buy, and had the guys paint it red, and everybody signed it and put my number on it. So that's pretty cool.
Let's see. Go that way. There you go.
Oh, you put those on there. Yeah, that was that pro stock that I had. The one car with the 12 on the outside of me, that's Bill McAnally before you know McAnally, I guess, but he before he got into Winston West racing and the trucks and all that stuff, he started out there in street stocks, and then moved up to the pro stocks with us, and we were pretty good friends. So he let me use his car one night when I broke the crank in mine, and we ended up winning with it. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, there you go. The one picture with all the people, those are all my friends that used to come out every week and watch us race and root me on. So, and the rest of it's Engelbreit, and I the black car was that red Chevelle, that car right there. We put a Nova body on it and ran it for half a season before we built the pro stock. So, but there
There's
she
that.
is.
There's that picture so everybody can see it real close.
Yeah,
There you go.
that was a fun car. We ran the West Car Series. They had out here, traveled around to like 5 different tracks, I think, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And we had a lot of fun with that car, but they just got not a whole lot of sponsors and backing, so ended up getting rid of it and just come out and watch you race. So
No, you raced a long time, so.
yeah, there it is.
Yeah. That was our first time ever racing at Roseville. And so we had to do the throwback graphics to his, it wasn't necessarily the same graphics. Obviously it has like lines and everything and stripes on it, but obviously the door number and everything looks the same, the red and everything. So a lot of people knew that car and everything. And after the races, we're like, where is that, like Chuck out there? That's Chuck's car and everything. So it was really cool to do some throwback graphics out there. A lot of people know that car and just the last name in general at Roseville. So we obviously had to do that for our first race there.
It's pretty cool. A lot of people walking up asking
Yeah.
if I was
No,
back.
Yeah.
You don't have your fire suit on. Fuck. That's somebody else's job.
There you go.
So yeah,
No, look good out there.
it was pretty neat.
So
Yeah, I do like
Kylie,
the 75 and like the California graffiti look.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's real classic. I love that.
there you go. Yeah. Yeah,
Kylie, your mom supplied a whole bunch of pictures, and we're gonna put you on the spot.
Oh
there you
no.
go. All right.
Said, oh no.
It's gonna be good.
I like it.
Let's see. Yes, that's All American Speedway. That was one of our, like, usually before the races, we try to go out there and go get a lot of content and everything. So that's at All American Speedway, as you can tell.
What turn is it?
That's in turn 2.
Hey.
Have you ever went into that turn and not made the turn and slid across that?
No.
Just past that turn, huh? Okay. I'm joking.
No, not yet. And we don't want to either.
don't-
That's not in the
They don't
future.
have a safer barrier there.
No.
Yeah.
You hit this pretty hard.
I think we've all hit the walls though.
Mhm.
That's in the grandstands. That's right above, right below the tower. Probably right, right,
Flag stand.
yeah, close to the flag stand. In between there in the grandstands. That was like our Hoosier hero photo. That's the one that you could probably see that Hoosier uses a lot. But yeah.
And don't forget to shout out Driven sunglasses.
Oh yeah, we're wearing Driven sunglasses, the best sunglasses, of course. Won't catch me in anything else.
Absolutely.
There
So
you go.
Kylie's code is Kylie 15, right?
Hollywood.
Kylie 15, Kylie 67.
Oh, sorry.
you're
For
good.
some odd reason somebody wrote 15 one day and it threw me off.
The Kylie 15 is for Girl Tribe. It's a little boutique, and it's with all like the NASCAR collection that we've been posting lately, and it's really cute. I know you guys want some NASCAR girly merch, so go check out them, and then that's Kylie 15 gets you 15% off your orders.
Huh.
That is on the back straightaway. That's going into turn 3, just right before it. That was our beginning of last year. That was probably like the first race at Roseville of the 2024 season. That's when we had the white nose on it before we turned it all into a black car. That's probably in the middle of 3 and 4, dropping down. We probably just got on the track there. Because you enter above turn 3, so. I am, again, going into turn, that was on the back straightaway. Yeah.
I gotta ask, who's the photographer on all these? Is it your mom?
Yeah, my mom takes all of our photos.
She's hanging out the fence probably.
Yeah,
You know it.
hanging out the fence for that
Oh,
photo.
oh, yeah.
There you
Um,
If she can get out there,
yeah.
she will.
we should almost challenge them to figure out what part of the track it is, because I think that'd be funner. That's obviously that's in the pits.
go. Oh, there you go.
That's me and Tony. I was telling him something apparently really serious.
Yeah, snack bar was right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a Thursday practice when we rented the track. That was, I think, towards the beginning of the season last year.
that's so lovely.
Yeah, this is all Roseville. Us in the pits with JM behind us, John Moore. Everybody knows that name around on the West Coast. More
She's doing your job. Not joking.
more photo
There you
shoots.
go. Good.
Yeah, mom definitely gets some good shots in.
Yes,
Yeah.
got to get all the photos. Wearing my driven sunglasses again.
There you go.
Talking on her phone.
Yeah, that was. I was probably filming some TikToks right there. I can't lie.
Didn't even have the Hans device off yet, and already got the phone in hand.
Yep, I always wear that thing. That was climbing in the car last year. My championship banner is not up there yet. Some interviews. That's with Noah. They go around and take interviews with the track people. That was our first win at Roseville. Yeah. First that night we ended up leading the points, I think. That was the beginning of our points lead for the championship.
Yeah.
And then that picture, also that night.
When you won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again on the backstretch. A lot of these photos are gonna be on the backstretch. Oh, well, that one's on the front stretch, actually. Coming out of turn 2.
I
Or
don't know
turn
if you can see my
4.
cursor, but what happened here?
Probably, well, we definitely were doing some rubbing right there. Rubbing racing.
No,
But
I'm watching too much TV. I'm joking. No.
Huh.
Come on, once it happened right
Oh,
in
there
front of
you
you.
Where's that one?
that one's coming out of turn 4. We were passing a car right there. That was definitely in the pro race. That's me after going out to the fan section. We always go out there, say hi to our friends.
Now, Kelly, is that a 2-groove racetrack?
Yeah, definitely. It's really
Okay.
fun.
It looks like it's very, very tight.
It can be
It's pretty tight if I think if
the front stretch, especially.
if the cars in front of you are turning really good and hooked up real good, it makes for a
Yeah.
tough pass. Huh? Looks like it anyway. It's been
Yeah.
a while since I've been out there.
That's pretty cool.
Some Tony Bredinger inspired photos right there. Some me with the umbrella. It started raining, I think that was in June. That's a pretty recent photo, I think. That was probably the last race of last year. And we have the black nose on there. That's down the back straight away. Some fan pictures again.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Fans really like it when you come up there, huh?
Yeah,
I see all the kids and give them appearance.
There you go.
yes, that I'm pretty positive was the night that we won the championship, or that was
Believe so.
the race before we won.
That's personally my favorite one.
Yeah.
Right there.
There it is.
That's me and Axel. That's my favorite race dog. He's always at the track. He's pretty cute.
Huh.
I want to get a golden retriever so bad too. I try to steal him every race, but
Who's
it doesn't
Vegas?
happen. That's Vito Kinsella, the Kinsella Racing Team.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he's I think almost 2. He's still a puppy. Yeah.
I was scrolling through these pictures earlier and I looked at Dave and I said, holy crap, look how big our logo is in that picture. It's almost as big as the number.
Yeah.
I was more focused on the puppy. I didn't even see the
Yeah.
anything else. I'm like, oh, look at the dog.
Yeah.
There you go.
Love it.
That one's gonna be at Vegas. That is coming into turn 1. That track is definitely my favorite track that I've ever been to. The car like instantly hooked up and everything, and it's a super fast racetrack. That track though is only a 1-lane track. If you're on the outside, you are not gonna do so well.
You're
You,
stuck.
yeah, you don't want to find yourself on the outside. You want to get to the bottom in the racing group as fast as possible.
All right, so
And that's the famous bull ring, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
so Bob, Chuck, it's your turn. What corner is that? Or what
That's at
turn?
Vegas.
I haven't been to Vegas.
That's Vegas. We haven't been there.
I don't even know what turn that is. I think it's coming out of 4.
Yeah, I would say that looks like it's coming out of 4 because that wheel's already castered in pretty good.
Yeah,
Huh.
Yeah, it's rolling over.
I like this picture.
That's a good
Look
picture.
at that front
Yeah.
straightaway.
Yeah, that is the front straightaway.
That's not Roosevelt. That's at
That's in Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
neat.
That's some fan pictures again. It was super cool to go to Vegas. You know, I had people that I had no clue. Like I've never been to Vegas, and people are coming up to me and taking photos. So it was a really cool
Oh, that's
experience.
pretty cool.
That's a good picture. Yeah,
Yeah, the fireworks afterwards.
yeah,
That's pretty cool. I had that in the background.
nice.
Some more
Fan.
fans. A lot of fan photos. Yeah. That's the championship night.
That's intense right there.
Won't come serious look there.
I know. The one time I'm like, I don't have a smile on my face.
She was determined.
The only reason I don't have one is because it makes like your cheeks look weird if you're smiling in your helmet. So
Oh, so you're even thinking about it when you got the helmet on.
Pretty good.
that was the championship night. Yeah, that was after I won the championship.
So
Yeah. That was at Madeira. Yeah. I think that was probably June time of last year. That's when we've got our NASCAR license. That track, that's Roseville. That was our first race when I turned 14. I had to have my NASCAR license to race there with the pros.
She's like, look, I got my NASCAR license before I got my driver's license.
That feels pretty good.
I know.
Uh,
That's funny, man. Crazy.
Some
There you go.
Kylie Glick Racing merch.
there you go.
Yeah, tell
Yes.
everybody about how you can get the Kylie Glick merch.
You can go to kylieglick.com to find all your Kylie Glick merch and everything. There's a whole website and everything for it. So make sure to go shop. That was at the banquet dinner. That was after with the family at a pizza place after the banquet dinner. And then all my trophies and everything from last year at Roseville with the championship and then the 3rd place and then the rookie of the year. And then an up close shot with the championship one.
Now where did that end up at the new house? Is that in the front room?
It was on the fireplace and then it got moved.
Oh,
I was told it couldn't go on the fireplace.
come on, Mom.
Yeah, come on, Miranda. You got
Thank
it front
you.
and center.
Yeah.
That needs to be, you walk in the house and that's the first thing you see.
Yeah.
Right.
We got plenty of wall space here, so
Oh,
might
wow.
make it work. Oh,
That's at Kern. That's in the middle of 1 and 2.
And that's this year's
Um,
car, correct?
Yes, this is the car we ran last year. This isn't the new car. The new car does not have graphics on it yet. We just threw some numbers on it, but we will have graphics on it for the next race. That's also at Kern. It's such a beautiful track. Super big facility too.
Yeah, half mile.
Yeah. That was the first Cars Tour race this year. Some more. That's a pretty good photo of the car.
That's an even better picture.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
Things are right down on the ground, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Huh.
I've never seen that photo.
Mom surprised you?
Yeah.
Another sneaky picture. Huh?
I'll put the
Yeah.
caption in that one. That is Kylie in the car.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was probably lining up. That was on the grid for qualifying. Kevin Harvick right there. We're gonna be racing a lot. He's always in the pits now this year with Keelan Racing and him again too. So it's really cool. We were pitted directly next to him in that race. So
He is not very tall either.
no, I'm only like 5'4", so 5'5", 5'4", so
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think doesn't he owns Kern County, doesn't he?
yeah.
He's half owner or something like that. Yeah.
That
That's
was
cool.
right before the race. I looked really pale. I don't know why.
Picking up some.
No.
Oh, a little bit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, some really
Ah,
cute fan
sweet.
photos.
Cool. Wow.
Yeah, that was at the last. That I think was at the last race at Kern.
Yeah, I think that's the black car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all the pictures I got.
You want to show them all your guys' photos?
Oh, you don't want to go.
You can go grab your photos.
I don't know. You want to grab yours real quick. I'll be right back. Where's yours at, Bob?
Some show and tell.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Show them yours.
I don't know. I just want to.
Well, here's one of Chuck's old pictures, old school.
That's him with his front end off, leading the race. He'll have to tell the story on that one. There's like some cool backstory to that. But
This was the last car I had. Called Limited Sportsman's back then. It was fun.
That's what the Monte Carlo knows.
No, I don't, I really don't know what kind of nose it was. It was just, when I got the car, I had it.
Okay.
And I replaced it a couple times, but it was all Mopar.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of get like a dark front end. They didn't have it at the time. So I just put this on it. It was a lot of fun.
it was a lot.
Big plastic nose.
Sharp looking car.
Yeah. It was a good car.
I was fortunate enough, being here in the Charlotte area, I found
You're gonna tell the
old
backstory
school
on that one.
Huh?
You're gonna tell the
Monte
backstory.
Carlo nose with the
Yeah.
number
Oh, sorry
13,
about
which
that.
was the car that
Oh,
my
that's-
father raced.
I ran
Oh,
sports.
Yep, that was a pretty sweet
Right.
find. I know it's not off his
Okay,
car,
I'll just hold that
but
mess.
it's just that nostalgia.
yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
You want to know about this one?
Yeah.
This
Tell
car,
about
this
this one.
picture here. This
Here,
was,
go
ahead.
You tell.
When I got rid of the Bomber back in '82, I think it was, when you got your Sportsman.
yeah.
I ended up buying a Sportsman.
That one's-
I was running without the front end on it that night, probably because it was getting hot or something, but yeah, did that for a couple of years and then got out of that and started running street stocks again and then pro stocks, but yeah, so
Got that open wheel modified look.
that's it. Yeah, that's what made me get a modified one. Anyway.
Yeah, he's been in both.
That was right. Yeah, we used to have that one car. This car? Can you see it? That's McAnally again on that, in the 12 car. but that car, we, in 95, I got it modified and, we were gonna go racing on dirt, try dirt, you know, just for the fun of it. And, all the tracks shut down the modifieds at the dirt tracks, so we ended up running the modified at Roseville and Ukiah and stuff. And we were running this one too at the same time, so we'd haul both cars to the track and run the pro stock main and then jump out and jump in the other car to go run the modified race. So it was a lot of fun. I had a picture of the modified somewhere, but anyway. And this is that's the last car. That's a picture. The car she's sitting in. That's the last late model I had. And so
That's a good
we ran
looking
that
car.
for-
It is.
Yeah, it was a nice car. Had Sunsplash and Roseville sponsoring us and PRS, and so we were doing okay. So it just got a little bit too expensive. But when I got rid of just before I built that car, I got that car where I had hooked up with a friend of mine. We built a car to run Roseville and a few other places, and his name was John Day. That was another late model that race there. We went up to Carson City and ran their big open up there and got that race, won that one. So that car was a really good car. We won the championship in 2000 with that car, and did okay with it. I think we won like 10 races that year and did all right. So
Now
What's
I
that?
gotta ask the elephant in the room. What's that?
Uh-oh.
What's that? That one over to the right. The old looks like
The
a
one right
32,
behind you, Chuck.
32,
Oh.
33.
Oh, that was actually, that's my brother. That's Bob. This was one of my dad's old hardtops back in the 50s.
Jalopy back then.
Jalopies, they call them. Yeah, they claimer cars or jalopies, I think.
Jalopies back then.
But yeah, that was his one. I think either first or second car that he ran.
That was
That
my
is
mom.
so damn cool.
That was really cool. Talk about safety, huh?
Right.
But yeah, this was my mom and Bob, my brother here, sitting on the hood. I don't think I was around yet. I think I was like 55, 56, something like that.
Lift that up just a little bit, Kyle.
So
Those look like upside down, like
is it upside down?
torsion bars on the front.
Oh,
Farewell to the beach.
yeah, I think they did run. Well, they run. Yeah, must have been torsion.
Almost like a gasser style.
We're good. Yeah. I think they ran a straight axe one in front of those things. I had another one.
You want to
there.
talk about the safety in that one? Or like how like the inside looks?
All I did was an L.
Yeah. That was the pro stock. That was you can see how much safety's in there. Not a whole lot compared to what they have now, you know, but
Like the neck and everything
Yeah.
is crazy.
you could run a fiberglass racing seat if you wanted back then, and you didn't have to
There was no visor.
we just ran the
That's crazy.
rear view mirror up top. I had one over here and no fresh air system in it, so we used to
No.
put a air duct outside the door, catching all the air for the summertime. In the summertime,
I did see the picture in one of the pictures. It just had pretty much a general louver
yeah,
here
yeah,
coming down off the A post.
yep. That's it. Kind of like a dryer duct almost. It would help any kind of air. Well, you know how it get when it's 105 or 100 degrees out. Yes. It's pretty tough. So, but yeah, a lot of good times.
Well, after watching my dad race for so many years, and him, this is where it all started for me. My brother-in-law had an old bomber. He
Oh,
could ride two people,
yeah.
which is cool, which was that right there. We just won the main event. And there was the whole thing. And then, it was just a couple weeks later, he said, you want to know if I want to drive it? I said, oh yeah, sure. Why not? Man, I stacked that thing up so bad. So we rebuilt it.
With
And
both
it,
of them in it.
That's when I got started after that. So that was his car. And then I started moved on after that, bought me a Cornet and went to Mopar. He liked Mopar too.
Would you say
Yeah.
it was a Cornet?
Yeah, I had like a 67 Cornet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good number.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it wasn't. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Raced bombers first and then got into that and moved up to the Speed Sox and all that stuff. So we did really good. Never really raced much for championships. We went from track to track, just have fun. And so, yeah, Chuck, he really stayed into it for a long time. It's
Nothing else
fun
to
watching
do.
him.
Nah. These guys were my fan base up in it was pretty cool, but, so here was what is it at? That was the modified that we built, used to run.
Has Carlos Jr. all over it.
Modify, huh?
Has a cool sponsor, Carlos Jr.
Yeah, Carl's Jr. Yeah, Carl's Jr. A friend of mine owned Carl's Jr. on not too far from my house, and he used to sponsor us a little bit. So it was good. We were known as the Carl's Jr. car. It was kind of cool, but yeah. And this was our first car. This was me and my brother went out for the first night. That was our first race car.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yep.
62 Impala.
I was about ready to say you can't shave off that deck lid.
No.
Yeah, no kidding. That car was it was a cherry car. What a waste. Anyway,
A lot of Chevelles, a lot of Cornets, a lot of stuff got wasted back then.
yeah, used to be like Chevelles and Camaros used to be a dime a dozen. At the wrecking yards and all that kind of stuff. Now, shoot, man, you can't even pick one up for a halfway decent price that's in good shape. So.
Yeah,
it's been
there's a guy down the road from me that's got a 68 Camaro that's pretty much we'll just call it panels with a VIN, and
Okay.
it's almost
No
a six-figure
floors and all.
car.
Really?
Yep, it's a true RS, and
Oh,
I was
man.
like, it's gross, but somebody will pick it up and hopefully make it
Yeah.
into something.
it is. It's Bob, and his first car when we were in high school was a 67 Firebird factory 4-speed. And he still has it sitting in his garage.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, still has it. It's back in
long time.
yeah, he graduated in 73, so he had it when he graduated. Still has it.
We'll have to rebuild it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
watching the new cars, it's a lot of fun watching her in the new cars. It's
Yep.
be interested to jump into one to see what it's actually like, But man,
Probably couldn't drive it.
Huh?
I probably couldn't.
Probably
drive
has
it.
in here.
You could. Yeah.
But
I
it'd be
feel like
fun.
me and Chuck are pretty much the same size. I feel like you could fit my car.
I could probably fit in it.
We'll figure it
I
out.
told her dad that if he ever wanted to get that other car out, run 2 cars one night, I'll get my fire suit and my helmet out and we'll go out and have some fun.
Yeah.
See if I can stay up with her.
Take fire suits outdated now.
Huh?
Fire suit.
New helmet. I got 2 brand new helmets.
Perfect.
Probably outdated.
Oh, yeah. A little more than a couple of years are done.
Yeah, exactly.
You might see Chuck and me racing against each other this year. Stay
Yeah,
tuned.
maybe, huh? Stay tuned. Yeah,
Now that both cars are built.
yeah.
Huh.
I'll have to rent it from your dad.
You won't need to rent it.
Huh?
You won't.
I know.
Just buy a fire suit.
Might be kind of fun.
But
Be a
yeah,
lot different,
definitely.
Yep. May 10th, next Roseland race.
May 10th.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
there you
There you
Oh,
go.
There-
I
there it
think
is.
he's already got a spotter.
go. There you go.
Boom.
Yeah, Bob's like,
There you-
I'll spot.
There you go.
Yeah,
Don't let her pass you, whatever. No, I'm just kidding.
Back off right there. Go.
Yeah, that's funny.
Nah,
Yeah, that would be a blast.
So what's
Right.
what's big and new this year for you, Kylie? Are you gonna start venturing a little more off the West Coast or up the West Coast?
There hopefully go back east. Obviously, that's always the goal. I think there should be maybe some road course racing in my future once I turn 15, maybe at Sonoma or something. We'll see. Thunder Hill. We're gonna go to Laguna Seca this weekend to check out. My team's running 5 or 6 Trans Am cars. So we'll probably make some good connections there, see what the environment's about, you know. So I haven't been to too many Trans Am races or road course races in general. So I've been to a lot of practice days at Sonoma with the team. So we'll see how. I've never been to Laguna Seca either. That one's supposed to be really, really pretty. So I'm excited for that. Definitely running for some points series at Roseville and everything this year with the late models, but I'll drive whatever I can get into. So hopefully I try everything this season, you know? So
your series is up coast here? Also on the West Coast, your series?
yeah, we're the Cars Tour series is all on the West Coast. Hopefully I'll make it down to like Vegas and the Bull Ring later this year. So yeah.
What's up north from here? Anything?
There's some like Tri-Cities and everything up in Washington, but
Yeah.
that the Cars Tour doesn't really go up there. So, but it'd be cool to run up there.
They go to Shasta.
They do run Shasta, just not Cars Tour series. So
So now are you going for the track championship at Kearns?
at Kern, probably Roseville. I don't know about
Okay.
Kern. We haven't found the season didn't start off so good, but we're always gonna, you know, never know what's gonna happen. So
Gotcha.
we'll be racing there all season long. So hopefully the points will eventually rack up and stuff, you know. So
It'll be good.
yeah.
That'd be absolutely awesome to see you on a episode of Happy Hour.
Happy hour, here we go.
Huh? There you go.
Oh, about happy hour. Yep.
So I'm getting questions about your merch. Everybody wants to know if you're gonna have new merch for 2025.
Yes, we should. There'll probably be a drop or something soon, but we're not working on something at the moment, but there will definitely be a new drop coming this season. So stay tuned for that.
Also, they're asking about hero cards.
You guys can order those all on my website. We have like the limited edition ones with like the Who's Your Heroes and stuff. So yeah.
Miranda, I know you're back there.
Yeah.
It's your
All three of
turn.
us looking that way, huh?
We give her up.
There you go. There you go.
You want me to share?
He wants that.
How do I do this? There we go.
All right,
There you
so questions for you. What's the story behind Miranda and what you do at the track?
So, father-in-law. So I married into the family. And so the Glick family always has been about racing, and growing up, I was not about racing at all. My family is very much into baseball and like more traditional sports. I had never even been to a racetrack until I got to see Chuck race in Carson City in the early 2000s. It was really cold that night. But my background's in marketing, so it comes in handy. My first Design 1 class in college, we studied NASCAR, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Why I'm in college, I'm at, like a UC, very fancy school, studying graphic design. Why are we talking about NASCAR? Like, I'm never going to use this stuff. And then lo and behold, fast forward about 20 years and it's come in handy. So, but with graphic design and marketing mixed with motorsports, it's like a perfect marriage, because you really have to have strong marketing, strong skills, a strong team behind you. It's kind of like a 3-legged stool. And if you're missing one of those pieces, at some point you're going to top out. So Kylie's picked it up super fast. She manages most of her social media accounts all by herself. And I'm kind of in the background if she has questions or we want to talk about things to post. But that's a lot for a 14-year-old to manage Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and thousands of followers on each. And so having her do homeschool has been great. Gives her a lot more flexibility to be online when she needs to be. And then she's also going to be starting some college courses as a sophomore, which is pretty cool. So she can,
Well, this summer. So
yeah, this
freshman
summer. So a couple of weeks here. And we're going to put her into more marketing classes, photography. She's got a natural skill for it. So it's fun to get to do it together. And she provides me a lot of art direction at the track and shows me examples of what she's looking for. And, you know, I get some ideas too, and then we kind of meet in the middle and then help with video editing. But she definitely has taken to it over the last year. You've picked it up super fast. I don't edit videos anymore. That's all her. I give her some B-roll shots of, you know, obviously things she can't take herself when she's at the track. And then I just give her a folder full of goodies, and she's built her audience. I've never even touched her TikTok account one time. So, and that's her biggest channel right now, like 37,000 followers, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, approaching 38K.
Yeah. So super proud from mom's standpoint. So
here's a question for both of you. So what's it like in a day of Kylie and Miranda getting ready for the race? Like you guys are obviously have a lot of preparation before the race. Miranda, I know you're hanging out taking pictures through the fence and whatnot during practices. Like,
yeah,
tell us
some of those angles we don't
that
talk
stuff.
about. Definitely on practice days, I have more access to the track than I do on a race day, because I'm never going to want to be in somebody else's, you know, like another team's way. But obviously on practice day, we've got a lot more downtime that when she comes off, I can kind of run out to the middle of the track and get situated. But like a typical race day, we pack our bags. We have a camera bag and a whole gear bag with GoPros and video cameras and that kind of stuff. So we make sure we've got our checklist. We're charging batteries the night before, making sure our memory cards are all cleared out. And then we show up at the track, and she pretty much goes into, like, practice day is a little more relaxed, but once it's race day, she's all business. So trying to get her to remember to smile sometimes, or like, because she's just focused. It's her and Tony working on her line. Her team's working on the car. And they do a really good job of giving me space when I, you know, like, hold on, there's a shot I want to get. Just wait 1 second.
They really understand, like the team understands that social media is like the new thing that we have to do it. So they're very flexible with that, you know, like Tony, like right before the car, I'm like, hold up, Tony, let me film this. Let me put my lip gloss on. He's like, okay, you have a minute. I was like, okay, perfect. And then we do that and we get right in the car. So,
but there's really no downtime. I mean, when we were at Kern, what was it, 2 weeks ago now?
yeah.
The team had some downtime because we made sure we got there early. The car was looking great, so there wasn't a ton of adjustment we needed to do to it. But Kylie and I didn't sit down the entire day. We were off shooting content left and right. Coincidentally, we were pitted next to Amanda Sorensen. They were there for a drift event. Incredible racer. Just to see the difference in motorsports.
So yeah.
So they definitely kept us busy. They were showing us some cool things they do with their content, and we were showing them some things we do and differences in cars. So really we got there, what, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning?
Till like 10 o'clock at night. We were just go. Just always walking on the track, getting different shots, changing, doing outfit changes and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's our best opportunity to get content, because, you know, content at home is one thing. It's kind of behind the scenes stuff, but to shoot on-track photos, we take full advantage of that. And that's one thing I'll say about Kylie, and it stood out during her Who's Your Hero trip to Indianapolis. And every time we have to do any kind of promotional content, she doesn't sit down. And I don't have to tell her, hey, Kylie, come on, we got to go do this. We got to stay on track. We got to get this content for this sponsor. Or she tells me, Mom, I know you're getting your coffee right now, but we got to go, sister. Like, get up, get going, make it happen. So
I was definitely going to say there's a lot of content from Indy and Vegas.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that you guys haven't seen too.
Right.
And then we take thousands of pictures.
To shove just a couple days into the content we've seen looks like it should have took a week.
Yeah, it's, you have to use your opportunities when they come up, and, being a creative driven person, I'm always inspired. There's always a cool angle to take or an emotion to capture, because really at the end of the day, we're telling a story. We're letting our audience get to know her, and kind of her unique story as a 14-year-old race car driver.
The lifestyle, everything.
Yeah, I remind her, you've got people on TikTok that have 1 million followers talking about backyard chickens. I'm not even kidding, right? And your story's way freaking cooler than backyard chickens. So it's just about connecting with the right audience. And obviously each social media channel is a little bit different. We reach a different age group or people with different interests. So we try to tailor stuff to those channels, but she does a really good job with it. But really, I can't force her to enjoy her job, right? Like that just comes from her. She really does like this.
Mhm.
Well,
Way too much.
I know 2 weeks ago, Miranda, you and I were talking about the drifting. What did you guys think of what did you both think about the drifting and how cool it was?
I think I want to try some stuff. We might go out to Vegas. Made some really good connections with the Swanson team and everything, and I'll be able to go out there to like Vegas or wherever they go. We made some. They were able to hopefully get us into a car and do some ride-alongs and everything if we just fly out there. And hopefully we're talking about bringing out an extra car that I can maybe try out, do some practice with. Not practice, but like just test it out, see what the differences are and everything. So I've always liked the drifting stuff. Like when we were running dirt and everything, I honestly miss it. I might buy a dirt car just for that.
With your own money.
Yeah, now that I have a job,
Yeah.
I have fun money that I could go spend. So I really miss it, but I think it'd be fun to go out there and drift. Like just the environment and how different it is in the pits. Like everyone's blasting music, having a good time, hyping each other up. Like I love that. I mean, John Moore and everything at the late model world and everything is the closest you're probably going to get to it with the loud music and just the fun and everything. So
we learned quite a bit. I mean, it was an incredible event, and props to Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway for blending two completely different motorsports together for like a really good event. The energy that you get with drift in the pits is, you know, it's like a party.
it is.
And I don't know how else to put that.
a daytime party from 8 a.m. to 10 or 11.
Yeah, they don't stop, and everybody is so welcoming. They're in a great mood. They're there to have fun. Obviously, they're competing, and there's definitely tire money. You know, a lot of money in their cars. So it's not that they're any less serious about their sport, but they recognize that it can be fun too. So when we're there for late model racing, it's a little bit more serious of a tone, and everyone's super friendly, but it's just a different kind of environment. So it was interesting to see kind of those two mixed together. And we learned a lot because their content creation is
Oh my goodness.
off the charts. Like they $20,000 cameras, drones, they're on the track with their stuff, you know, shooting fire and all this kind of, they put on a great show. So it's a little different than racing. It's more like figure skating or, you know, you're judged on your points versus like who crosses the finish line faster. So that was interesting to learn too, because we've never been to a drift event. So I would call it motorsports, not necessarily racing, but I have zero expertise in that area. So please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But, you know, motorsports is kind of an international language in and of itself. And so we pull up and our team kind of starts peeking around at Amanda's car, and Amanda's team is coming over and looking at Kylie's car and talking about her, you know,
all the
their setup
differences and everything. They're all like shocked about the motor and everything. We're shocked at their setup and everything. So.
And it was really good for both teams. So definitely have a new camera on my list that I'm going to work towards. Definitely want to get a drone now. Wanted a drone for a while, but there's always interesting ways to capture those stories. And, you know, they definitely taught us quite a bit. So props to the Sorensen family for sure.
Opened our eyes, the whole environment. So we're excited.
Yeah, they've going to come see her race or compete, I guess I should say. I don't know what the proper term is for drifting. But when they come up to Sonoma, since we're so close, we're going to definitely make it out there, and she can show us her stuff.
Now,
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Miranda, I'm gonna throw this out here, and I know that I don't know if you're ready to make the announcement, but I think we're gonna throw it out anyways. So, Miranda and I and Driven are working on crew shirts.
Yes, we are. So you guys will be the first to know when they're ready to launch for pre-sale. We'll do a pre-sale on them. But they're definitely going to be Area 51 Kylie Glick Racing shirts that you can actually, not a lot of people know that about Driven. They do way more than sunglasses. You can get all kinds of track apparel. I think they even do pop-up tents. Like they can fully outfit your team And we love the sunglasses because in California, you have to have sunglasses.
Always.
Like Kylie wants to take some shots, you know, where it's just her face, and I'm like, it's too bright.
Yeah.
You know, nobody wants to see you kind of.
And it doesn't help that I have blue eyes, so
Yeah.
double. So
good track sunglasses are like absolute critical must. But they definitely outfit. I was talking to Bobby, and you guys tell me, because again, I don't have the racing background, but crew shirts are huge on the East Coast, right? And especially when you get up to Xfinity, and like it is just part of the uniform. Out in California, I'm sure you guys understand, we're super casual, right? We would wear flip-flops at the track if they let us, but safety reasons, we have to wear closed-toed shoes. But it's mostly like t-shirts and jeans or black pants, because you know you get kind of greasy. But you don't see a lot of teams doing crew shirts. So when Bobby brought it up, I was like, I love the idea. Trying to picture it in my head, because like we're just not around that all the time. Like, but
our team is pretty good about it though. But
our team always, you know, likes
always
to look
in the
professional and you know,
same
they're one of the
outfit
top
every day.
teams. Yeah, top teams at the track for sure. And they race up to ARCA, so you know when they're doing ARCA, they have to wear fire suits and whatnot. But Bobby's like, no, she's got a huge following now on the East Coast, especially through the podcast, and they are going to blow your mind. They're going to be super excited about this stuff. So like, you guys need to help us California girls like truly understand what it's like on the East Coast. And I think this is a cool opportunity.
I tried to explain to her about the crew shirts, how big they are, Dave, from like Kyle to Jeremy to the truck series, just all over. Like even ARCA has them, and she's like, "We just wear t-shirts."
No, I swear. Like I'll have to take more behind the scenes photos for you guys just to show you like our team looks professional, but most guys are just showing up in like a random t-shirt. So I think they're missing out.
Yeah, even
and the driven price point is like really, really good. If you guys have a race team and you want to get shirts, seriously reach out to Driven, because I was actually surprised with how good the pricing is.
Very affordable and good quality.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Hey, that's just a small portion of crew shirts.
That Driven logo just pops right on there on the screen there, Bobby.
Yeah.
Yep. Even at our like small, I'm in Gastonia, which is probably about 20 miles away from Charlotte. Even our dirt series guys, like the ultimate fans, will somehow find ways to get crew shirts with all the sponsors, logos, you know, just so they fit in, I guess is kind of where it goes into, you know, especially with like our JCR stuff. And I'm a big Kyle Busch fan, you know, that's like up here on the list of, everybody can go online and get, you know, this shirt, that shirt with their favorite driver on it. But you're at a whole different level when you get, you know, the
it's
actual
committed, right?
Yeah,
like
you're
in.
You've got the race shirt. Yep. Everybody in the pits is wearing it. You got to wear it too.
And they
I know, right? We're
match
like,
it up
what a
to be
concept.
like the driver's suit. I mean, some of them.
Yeah.
So
Well,
pretty much.
We'll have a fun new partnership to announce. Hopefully, if we've got a package coming, and hopefully by the next race, we're going to make a big splash about a new sponsor coming on board.
Yeah,
awesome.
So that'll be, I think, playing into all this. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to do big launch, big splash.
Sweet. I don't know.
Yeah.
See
It's going to be like by the mailbox every day.
You've been holding out.
Dude, we're
Yeah, I'm holding out. We don't give all the secrets up front. We have to keep you guys waiting a little bit.
See, our biggest thing is, you know, there was the announcement last year that there was going to be some color to the car. So we cannot wait for the new wrap to get on this car. And you said it was a bright color, you know, and we are all thoroughly convinced that it's going to have that purple. So we cannot wait to see what the new scheme looks like.
Okay, so that was the trick, because it was the purple for the Hoosier logo on the hood.
Right. And that's what we expected instead of like the red, at least in my mind. I was like, all right, well, you know, we got a representative. We're going to have a black, you know, got purple on the hood, and then purple where the red stripes used to be. But, you know I'm itching to see what everything looks like.
Yeah, she's definitely, because our original colors, you guys remember, were black blue, and the neon yellow, which popped really great and was a dream to photograph. The team that we race for is black and red.
Yeah.
And they have, 20
the
some
whole
odd
shop.
race cars that are black and red and they're beautiful. And, her team just kept nagging her like, that neon yellow's got to go. Like, this isn't on brand. Like, we want you to feel like your car is just amongst our fleet. And then when we picked up the car with the red interior, we definitely couldn't do the old color scheme. There was like no way that was working.
There was no avoiding it.
No.
So we had to make it our new brands. And now
So she's in on the red, which actually works out way better with your orange logo because you guys
Yeah.
have such a deep, nice orange logo. They play really well together.
Mhm.
I personally think she looks really great in purple. Like when she was in her purple blazer for Hoosier, I mean, like it's a really pretty color. I know, but
I agreed. That's why I kind of made the assumption. I just that's what I had in my head, and I was like, "Yep, like that one behind you, except for the purple, going down the side." I'm like,
you
"Yo,
might. We'll see. You never
Hopefully.
know because we've got Palmer Signs. It's ours. I mean, they've been with Kylie since quarter midgets. They've been around a long time.
Even before that, in the auto body shop with my dad owned it. So
we've known
Great
Palmer
partner.
for a long time, and they're into racing, and they're just really good partners and very, 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 very supportive of what
Logan
she's doing.
Palmer races himself. So
Yeah,
Really?
and they always see him. They've got a lot of Teslas they're wrapping now, just their personal vehicles and all kinds of stuff. So you never know what between Kylie and Tony Palmer are going to come up with because they like to have. That is the one thing I don't design for her. I've never designed a race car.
Maybe the
Mom
car
doesn't do that.
Maybe the car's rotated. Maybe it's all red and black
You never know, right?
instead of black and red.
Yeah.
dude, what I find cool about the
Chuck's like, that looks good.
Yeah.
Red
the
works.
Gerber collision is from West Coast to East Coast. That's one of our biggest
Yeah.
automotive repair facilities around the Charlotte area is Gerber. So I'm very familiar with them on your car.
yeah, they're also been amazing. So
Yeah, Caliber has just been
They're all over.
incredibly supportive. And they supported her during quarter midgets as well and kind of moved up with her. And they're just really great company. A lot of times you kind of you're like, okay, their actions, it's marketing, it's whatever. Caliber actually, they are legitimately a great company. Bob worked for them. Kylie's dad worked for them. Works. But we come from a family, not a lot of people know our background, or I should say their background is in auto body. So Chuck was in auto body, their dad was in auto body. So that's something that they really know as a business. So, I mean, for us to say Caliber is a good company, that's coming from 3 generations,
Yeah.
Mhm.
just because Kylie's not old enough to work at a body shop. So it's really coming from a point of experience and customer service. And I mean, you guys were diligent on quality. We always had 5 stars on Yelp before we sold our company. And
Yeah, great place.
yeah,
Yep.
so
Pretty good.
we truly, truly mean that. I mean, it's beyond them being a sponsor. We would be saying these things about Caliber anyways. They're just a really good company.
But what's funny is I was on the phone with Miranda one day and I said, "Oh crap." I said, "There's a Caliber collision up in Michigan." Did not know this. And I was like, hold on. So now we went to Indianapolis the other day and there's one down there. I'm like, what in the heck's going on? So I'm driving through Ohio the other day and I seen another one. I'm like, how come I've never seen these?
Yeah,
I think the last I saw, they were pushing like 1,500 shops.
they're
Somewhere in
expanding
that
a
area,
lot.
nationwide.
They're based out of Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Texas, and they've just branched out from there. And they'll buy smaller shops or even successful chains, but then they really, bring in their system and their partnerships, but they're really, really big on detail. So, I mean, if you're getting your car back, it's OEM quality or that level of repair. They really stand behind their work. So
just an FYI, somebody just commented and said team shirts will be awesome. I will definitely look forward to purchasing them. And I'm
Nice.
getting text messages of 6 people already have texted me and said, "Crew shirts, what? Kylie, you guys, awesome."
Right on.
So we're gonna have to like surprise the guys. Like they're gonna show up with t-shirts one night and we're like, just kidding.
Oh,
They love
We
the
are
hats.
professional now.
I know, right? Like, come on, guys, we're gonna, like they're really obviously you guys have seen like the operation when we did the shop tour. Like they know their business when it comes to racing. It's just that California vibe. So time to like get them up on their get them up to snuff, right?
I think next year, Dave, instead of doing the trip to Charlotte, I think we need to start looking at a trip to Cali.
Oh, we
That
could
is-
give you a whole list.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that is one state I've never been to. I've been to Arizona, Nevada, Wyoming, but I've never been to Cali.
I've never
Really?
been West Coast at all.
I think your accent just got a little thicker there, Dave.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, I try as much as I can to cover it up when we're live, and then I get to talking, and then it really comes out.
Well, we have a strong California accent, We're saying like all the time and all kinds of other.
Now, if you did the twirl and the for sure, then
Now there
Right.
is a big difference
Right.
between NorCal and SoCal, though. I will say, like you can tell there's a very big cultural shift. So we're very much Northern California. We try to be a little bit, a little
I'm
bit
gonna
less
have to
Cali
re-
girl.
I'm gonna have to rewind that when we're done, and I'm gonna have to screenshot that because they both did it at the same exact
Oh.
time.
100%. Yeah, they knew what I was getting into.
Yeah. Well, right, clueless, blonde
Right.
hair. There's a lot of blondes out in California.
Yeah. Huh.
She's working on her tan, so she actually, poor thing, got locked out of the house yesterday. She's like, "Well, I'm just gonna tan for an hour,"
Yeah.
so it's fine.
Wow. Nice.
I know. I got a good tan.
So I
There
don't
you
want to
go.
hold you guys up. I know that you got food waiting. So
Yeah, we've got a couple photo albums, so we're gonna go through some of these pictures, and you guys will see them on social. I think we'll post some of the old family racing photos. It'll be pretty cool.
all right.
We're excited because we didn't even know you guys had some of this stuff.
I sent her somebody had shared some old videos from Placerville and Auburn when my dad was running old hard tops, and we'll have to figure out a way to
Oh yeah,
get those on, but it's
Cool.
pretty cool. And there's no sound to them, but they're old jalopies doing about 25 miles an hour around the track,
thinking they're flying, right?
spinning out by themselves, thinking they were flying.
They're winning their
It's
hay.
pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So,
No, we'll definitely
That's-
figure it out.
That's back when Roseville was still dirt.
yep.
And they had
Yeah.
a fair going on with the animals out in the middle of the infield. Cows
Yeah.
going around. Still racing.
Train tracks in the background with a train going by. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Long time ago.
yeah, come a long ways.
Yeah.
We're all
Pretty
grown up now.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
the track weight is, I haven't raced on it. Chuck raced it. I raced it before they
It
redid it.
used to be a quarter, real small
Real tight
track. It was
quarter.
a quarter mile on the outside, so real tight. It was a lot of fun though. I mean, we would start with 25 cars in the street stocks, and
On a quarter mile?
on a quarter mile,
Yeah.
25
Oh,
cars and they had a D main every week. That's how many cars used to show up at that track. But anyway, they would, and you only had 25 laps. And it was always a total invert most of the time. So if you were a fast timer, if you were in the trophy dash, you were in the back of the pack. So you had 25 laps to get to the front and win the race. And we raced for trophies back then, and we didn't race for the
I
top
love
5
trophies.
cars got a trophy. No money.
So is this how the body shop got started? You guys
This
just
is it.
plowing through
I-
cars and you had a
We
big
used to have a car on the frame racker on the dozer every week, straightening out the
Straight stuff.
somebody. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So anyway,
Kylie's like, I've never heard these stories.
oh yeah, it
A
was
lot.
crazy back then. Yeah, they
Yeah.
used to in the bombers when we first started, there was no caution. The only flag they would throw was a red flag.
Oh,
Yeah, and that was only if the track got completely blocked. If there was enough room for cars to get through a pile up in the
just
back
figure it
track,
out.
they would keep it going.
Send
you know.
it.
So Yeah. So, you would fight somebody coming off of turn two, you'd be side by side with somebody and knowing there was only enough room for one car to get through that hole, and you either backed off or you'd get crashed.
Okay. All right. That's how you guys got like
Well, it
experience
was
in
pretty crazy back then,
fixing giant
yeah.
cars.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we used to
I
spend
can
a
only
lot of time.
imagine Tony coming over the headset. You're
Yeah.
going through there like
Oh,
a
yeah.
bulldozer.
Yeah, that really, but
We did learn how to use the bumper though very well.
oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of
It's just
fun.
fiberglass shells burning in there too. So
Yeah,
definitely
it
won't.
was crazy.
meant
Yeah,
for that.
getting from
Yeah.
the back to the front in 25 laps was pretty fun.
Huh.
Well, we'll definitely share that footage if we can find it.
Absolutely,
whole
please
bunch of-
do.
We'll
Yeah.
do that.
Bob,
an
Chuck,
archival
it was
project.
nice meeting both of you.
Yeah, it's nice
Nice
meeting you
meeting you
guys.
Thank you guys.
Have a good
Kylie,
one.
Miranda, thank you guys again, and look forward to talking to you guys soon.
Yeah,
All
tell Robbie's got to get better. So
That
we
will
can
do.
have him on next time. Gotta give him a hard time now.
There
Yeah.
you go.
All right, you guys have a good one.
All right,
night.
Thank you.
Take care. Good night.
All right, thank y'all.
That was an awesome episode.
Yeah, that was,
Awesome backstories.
yeah. I wasn't expecting all that. That was really really good.
I talked to Miranda earlier, and she was telling me who was all gonna be here, and
Okay.
I was like, "This is gonna be awesome." Like some of the old stories that they have is just gonna be absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
And
I love
then-
it when the guy's like, yeah, we run a Chevelle because there was 15 in the junkyard. So if I needed a fender, I'd go out and get a fender off. And now you look at it and go, dude, you're out there racing a '67 Chevelle. You're
Right.
nuts.
And then, like we said, the crew. I didn't want to throw. I wanted to throw it out, but I was trying to be. I wasn't sure if she was ready for it. But the crew shirts for them is something that everybody has been asking about. What is the West Coast does, and the East Coast, you have crew shirts. You have like when you go to the racetrack, you always see people with crew shirts or whatever.
Well, you want to look like the driver. You match the
Right.
driver's crew shirt, crew or fire suit.
Right.
So
So then you sit there and you talk to Miranda or Kylie, and they're like, "We just wear T-shirts," or
yeah, it's all about the recognition, having
right,
sponsors everywhere, and that's how the money's made is from the sponsors. So
right,
I think that's why it's such a big deal.
right. And I think it'll do something awesome on the West Coast. So we'll see how it goes. And like I said, guys, we're gonna do a pre-sale on them soon, and Driven's gonna help us out with that. So big thanks to Miranda, Kylie, and everybody here at Area 51. We'll try to come up with something awesome. But yeah, it was a really good episode. I enjoyed it. Rob, hope you get better. I know you were watching for a little bit, then he disappeared. So
Yeah,
Dave, what do you got to say to Rob?
Get back on that machine. We need you up, and I don't want to use the pun running, because I don't think you're running anywhere anytime soon. But we need to get you back up and going.
I mean, we can put him on the buggy.
Oh, yeah. You can go
walker.
anywhere in your hover round. I'm at the Grand Canyon.
Oh man. So remember,
Yeah,
check,
I'll even push him around in one of those little buggies like Kennedy's got. Put the number 51 and put Kevin Whitaker down the side.
oh
I
my
have
God.
I have no problem pushing him around.
No, we'll just put we'll put Anna more designs on it and have her create something. We'll push him around in Charlotte.
Oh yeah, I gotta help the old fella out.
We'll even have Anna push him. That'll be funny. But talking about Anna, she's got some sweet things coming up, or some sweet things that she's made. She made these awesome journals. They're actually really big. But she made a couple of them for me. Dave, I don't know if you've seen these or not, but
Yep.
She does these. She's got all sorts of stuff. I believe she's on next week. She's going to talk to us about a few of her products, talk about some other things. I'm not sure if it's next week or not, so don't quote me on that. But um, we still have these stickers for sale. The big ones are $8. The small ones are $4. Dave, if you still need one, I still have an extra one for you. Just in case, I'll bring
Ju-
it.
Yeah. Between you and Anna, I'm pretty sure we can get one figured out on the car.
I'm sure I'll get it on there.
Yeah, I'm
Make
just
sure.
challenged.
Yeah, we'll get it on there. I'll get it on there within 5 minutes.
But you're,
Mr. Miyagi style.
yes, sir.
Gale Beard Products is the partner of Area 51, the official beard product of Area 51. Make sure you guys use the discount code Area 51 for 15% off your order and free shipping. And remember, guys, make them say it.
Golly.
Check out the Racing Warehouse for your Jeremy Clements merch. Also the door panels, quarter panels, whatever you can find that they have. The other day, I believe they had a die cast on there. Make sure you guys check out Armadillo Apparel for your shirts, like the polos, our hoodies, hats. Dave, what else can you? What else do they have?
I know as of right now, they've still got a pretty good selection of the Jeremy hats. So if you ever see me or Rob or Bobby wearing the 51 hats, you can still pick those up at theracingwarehouse.com, and they're very reasonably priced. So you'll hop on that, because they're only going to make so many of them.
Circle B Diecast is the official diecast company for Area 51. Make sure you guys use the code Area 51 for $6 off your shipping. And I can say that I've used it quite a bit. Dave, I think you've used it. Rob's definitely used it. So make sure you guys use that. Benzik Designs for the stands.
That way you can buy more and use less space.
Absolutely. He's got 3 and 4 tier. He's got printing plate, or what are those plates called that are at the race shop?
The chassis platforms.
Yeah, he has the chassis platforms. He had check out his Etsy page, Benzik Designs. 1/24th, 1/64th, and 1/18th scale stands. Also, if you're interested in purchasing any of Kylie Glick's merchandise, go to Kylie Glick's Racing Facebook page and check out any merch. Also, please follow us and subscribe to our social media on our YouTube. Like and follow. Check out Facebook, X, Instagram, Area 51 Racing Podcast. And I want to thank you, Dave, for helping tonight. Rob, hope you feel better.
Yeah, we need to get all 3 of us back on here.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It seems like you've got something going on, I've got something going on, Rob's got something going on. Need to get the whole crew back together. Hopefully when Anna comes on, we can really gang up on her.
Yeah, she would not like that. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I think she'll be here with me.
Oh, that'll be great.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. Cause I'm sure that I will have my laptop and they'll be sitting across from me. So we'll be sitting there making faces or something will be going on. I'm sure of it. But I want to thank all of our partners who make the podcast possible. Spartan Waste, Fox Sports Spartanburg, Harrison's, Action RV, Kylie Glick Racing, Matman Designs, The Runner's Roost, Alliance Driveaway Solutions, Anna Moore Designs, Circle B Diecast, Driven Sunglasses and Driven Trackside. And make sure that if you tune in or get on Driven Sunglasses, use the code Area 51 Racing and get a discount on the glasses. Also, Elite Towing and Recovery, High Speed Auto, Booze Pops, The Racing Warehouse, Armadillo Apparel, Belcher Cheesecake Creations, Fly Inform Concrete Structures, First Pacific Funding, Surefit Companies, Gale Beard Products, Wings, etc., Dialed In Focus Pouches by Whitetail Smokeless, Benzik Designs, Lee Senior's, I can't say his last name, but Lee Senior's Landscaping, Enigma Tattoo Studio, Aero Parts Group, and obviously none of this is possible without Jeremy Clements and Jeremy Clements Racing. So we want to give everybody a thank you and looking forward to having many more episodes. Episode 67.
I know,
Can you
right?
believe it?
I'm excited to see the red car with the big old blue Brahma bowl
Yeah,
up
I'm
on the
excited
front
about
of it
that
this
race.
week. Yeah, that's one of my favorite cars.
Yep, absolutely. So, all right. Well, with that being said, y'all have a good night, and we will see you guys next week.
All right, y'all. Take care.